What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of Great American Craw. Good evening, Ranch.
This crawl had, I think, one of, I would say, record-breaking attendance, or top few for sure. So the groups were stacked, everything was congested. We made it work.
This is Great American Crawl Day 2. We're in Canvas, West Virginia, and we're covered in mud.
Is everybody ready to rock? Good. Lean on you, Princess.
Yeah. And the plan was Cripple Creek,
Right.
and then to Chadalack. Well, so I mean, we beat feet, we take off out of there, and as you go down this access road, as you're going down the access road to get to Cripple Creek, you see it, because you actually drive
see the whole creek.
You drive past the exit, and then you go down to turn into it.
Yeah.
Well, as we're driving down the access road, I mean, it looked like Los Angeles traffic down there.
That creek is looking pretty full. I agree. I think we're going to go ahead and take the way road and head to Chadalack.
So luckily Eric jumped on the mic, called an audible, said, hey, let's just go ahead and head straight to Chadalack.
Yeah. Which was that was a good decision.
Well, I thought so at the time.
I thought it was a great decision.
Have to come back to this one later today.
So we bounced over to Chadalack instead, went all the way to the bottom, which I was kind of surprised how long of a drive it was to the bottom of that trail. It was a good ways down there. Very cool trail, a lot of rock, a lot of water. But once you drop in, we made a pretty easy climb towards the top. At the very top though, once you get to the top of the hill and start to level out, it's basically this big wash that you're in. There's rocks on the right to get out. There's a stupid steep hill on the left to get out.
Hey, Ian! Put your purse down! Let's do it! Get you some of that!
And then the main obstacle in the front is a muddy mess.
And then I believe right behind him was Alter Ego.
Yeah.
All the water though at the bottom.
Yeah, it's just water and mud. So.
It messes everything up. Nick jumped on it and he hit it probably a dozen times, and it just wasn't happening. It's too slick, too wet.
and then I heard the radio chatter, and then when we finally got up, you know, the line had kind of stopped.
For a while.
Alter ego threw a belt.
Yeah, it could have been worse. So, who come up behind him?
Right behind him was Alex.
Alex knows his rig well. Alex pushed his rig to the limit. You know, typical rev limiter, tire spinning, trying every line, drop it in third, you know, your style wheeling.
Like my shift to third? I did like that. I thought that was going to do it for a second.
He was solid on what line he was on. He got hot though. So he started spewing fluid, gave him a little tug with the winch.
So you need a 15.
It was cool having Matt from Bleepin' Jeep with us, and he had his Cherokee chassis,
Scorpion.
tube buggy,
It's called Scorpion.
Scorpion. He had that out there, which is a pretty cool rig if you actually look it over. He got some fresh Mickey stickies, Pro X's on there, which is cool to see. He got those mounted up. Mickey was out here and mounted them up for him. So he got those pretty much really well broke in after that obstacle. He burned on that obstacle for quite a while. Front, rear steered, pretty much any line that he could have been on, he was on. And he was the first one to actually make it up the obstacle, no line, no problem.
And then Cameron Hooper.
Hooper.
She come up behind him and
Smoke show, baby.
she was
Smoke
getting
show.
those stickies hot.
Yeah.
She was getting them hot.
Yeah.
After Matt rear steered it up, Cameron came up and she's on the Boss stickies, the 40s, and I was in question if she was going to make it not having the rear steer after having watched Matt and Nick get as close as they were. But the 4-liters put in some work, cause
Yeah, but she's a boss, dude. Like,
yeah,
she'll follow any like rear steer buggy and
Yeah.
stickies and all this stuff, and bro, that Cherokee puts in work. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I haven't seen a Cherokee. Before her, I haven't seen a Cherokee put in as much work as that car.
Yeah. Well,
It's impressive.
the three rigs other than Nick that were on it were all 4-liters, 2 Cherokees and a TJ, and they sung.
And it's funny because that was the perfect video to show how a sticky works, because she was just working the tires. And all of a sudden it just started crawling up that thing, and she shot up out of there. And I mean, I applauded her. That was good. She stayed in it, and it worked it and went right up it.
And then, against my better judgment, I said, well, yeah, we're gonna go try this.
Because you couldn't get out of the drill, you couldn't turn.
Yeah, I probably couldn't have it again. So I'm like, all right.
You had to go.
Well, we're gonna go try this. I'm like, I'm down. And then when I got up there, Nick had got the belt back on, so I was sitting there for a minute while Nick kind of jockeyed around trying some of the side exits off to the right like we had done in previous years. And then he finally jumped on the radio, told me to go buy him. So I'm looking up, I'm like,
eating Cheetos.
I'm like, oh man. So Alex goes, and he was trying to jockey me around a little. I mean, because getting mine in there is just.
Not to mention there's a huge boulder down there that was catching everybody.
So I mean, it's like to get mine in. I mean, it's challenging to get most things in there, and then you got my, the USS Enterprise coming through there.
Yeah.
But he goes, all right, back it up about a foot and give it a good bump.
That was it!
Well, it didn't feel like it was going anywhere.
Back up, passenger.
What are we on?
Some gas. Oh, I think you broke a rear.
Rear what?
Yeah.
Shut up. Did it seriously? Rear shaft.
Broke.
What's pushing me then? And you're like, oh, you broke a shaft. I'm like, get out of here. You're like, okay, and you walked away.
You never believe. That's why I walked away, because you don't believe me. I tell you, you broke.
I made it this time. Wow, I was really doubting myself.
What?
I was talking to my GoPro. If anyone has any 2-door half doors for sale, please let me know. I can't see anything. Or if I can give my other set of doors to someone, I'll pay you to make them.
Yeah, and then at that point, it was the official start. That was like the gatekeeper start to Chadalack. Well, from there, once you're up, you kind of do a little bitty jot right, just a short bit, and then it's left to go up into the rock face.
Yeah.
So there's an access road that actually goes out to the main field off to the left. And so, I mean, 3-wheel drive, that's what I did. I didn't catch what happened, but something happened with Danielle's steering, and I mean, she, you know, I mean, that steering wheel jerked, and I mean, it just happened to be, she caught her thumb because she had her thumbs in, and I mean, it hurt her damn hand. I mean, because I mean, the wheel jerked bad.
Yeah, so what happened is her hydraulic line on her assist came loose, and so it just blew all the fluid out of it. Well, it's electric steering, and it spun that steering wheel around and caught her.
So then, I mean, and because she runs an electric pump, I mean, all of us are down there. I'm like, got all kinds of Swepco, but you know, they made the special fluid, you know, which luckily Cam had some in his trailer. And luckily I was on the outside of the access road, so I ran up to his trailer real quick and got that fluid and brought it back down. Live from West Virginia, CHF 11S. Were they screwing with me, Cam? This is $45 a can?
Yeah. That lasts. Going around that tree.
And then I think you and Cam had her going pretty quick once you had the fluid.
Yeah,
I mean, there
they
wasn't
already had
nothing
the
to it.
fitting tight, and filled her up, and boom, she beat feet up out of there.
Turn it.
No. Don't turn it.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to turn it to suck it down. Hey, brakes work. Yeah, they did. They are.
We all went back out to the main field, and I believe the plan was, okay, now it's been a few hours, let's go try Cripple Creek.
Yeah.
That's when we parted ways, and you guys took off for Cripple Creek.
Yeah, I mean, when we started going down, again, we're going down the hill next to Cripple Creek, and we kind of looked down and we're like, there's still a few people in there.
The second time after we got off Chadalack, we came back down that hill and it looked a lot better than it did this morning. So we all went all the way down, hopped into the trail, and started shooting up it. We didn't get very far before we hit that first group. I think there was 3 groups in front of us. The name Cripple Creek, I think, is a very, once you start thinking about it, it's a fitting name because it takes out a lot of rigs, it cripples a lot of rigs, and it's a running creek. Water's coming down over pretty much everything. There's limited traction in spots, a lot of slick rock.
So we pulled down in there, I don't know, 50 feet in, like, turn the ignition off, sit there and wait. The Gooches were up in front of us, and I think they had a break. They had a break, I think there was another break. There was a bunch of people in there, and everything. There's breaks everywhere. So needless to say, it was a long deal. And Eric was leading us, so Eric would go up like 2 good obstacles and then have to stop immediately. We would wait, get some some room in between us. Eric would go up and stop, and then everybody come through, and then everybody's all jam-packed in there.
What's cool about those trails is they're like, it's a creek. and then the boulders are not really like stuck in place, if you know what I mean. Like it's a lot, they're big rocks, but they move around every time a car goes through. So every time, like he could go in front of me and then I hit the same line, it might be different. So every time 20 cars go by, it switches up the obstacles, and it's fun because it switches it up. So you're not gonna hit that trail every single time and get the same result. But like I did the whole trail in 3 different times of the day and broke it up just because of traffic, because I didn't want to wait there the whole time. But the first half had like that nice ledge that a lot of people were bumping in, and some people, like I saw you crawl it up, and Cam.
I thought you just wanted to try and flip us.
There is a trail that goes off to the right now, too, and I don't know when it was cut or whatever, but
It's gnarly. Isn't
it's gnarly. It's gnarly.
The right line, Eric was excited to show us that because they had just cleared out those trees and it kind of revealed those rocks, and it was so nasty.
That's the way Eric says we're going. So Eric,
Well, of course.
you know what Eric does? He takes off and just blasts
Smoked
right
it
up through.
and makes it look real like everybody behind him, and full body rigs is going, that didn't look too bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the line is to the left. You've got some easier options you can do. If you go over to the right, you've got some Still not
Doable.
easy. I
Very
mean, but
doable,
it's easier.
Right.
But
Because the boulders are huge.
yeah, you know, but everybody decides they're going to take the left line, which is a little bit more challenging. And you've got these massive tall rocks, but they're skinny.
Yeah.
I mean, they're narrower than a tire.
Yeah.
The only way you're getting through it is to either ram it and break the rock, which is probably ain't going to happen, or you got to keep a tire on it.
Right.
Which is challenging when you're in a boulder field.
Right.
It's not like you're just lining up a ramp to go on a trailer. I
Right.
mean, it presented a challenge for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So the right side or the left side where he was climbing, that had the tree, and then it just had a rock sticking straight up, and it was long, narrow. It was just in a weird spot. He ended up backing off of it and turning driver, and going diagonally up to the right side of it, and it was super off camber. But he has confidence in that rig. 'Cause
Yeah, it's
he
seat time.
bumped it when it looked horrible, and he made it right
Yeah,
up.
no,
so.
he went up good, but it was a
impressive.
good mix of like he has a shorter wheelbase than some of the rigs, especially than the Bouncer. But he basically just hit it at the right spot, got the tires in the right line. He made it through after a couple tries of the other one that didn't work out.
That way or this way?
After that, Cam jumped in.
Yeah, Cam jumped in and worked on it for a while as well.
Driver, 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 driver. All right. There you go.
I can't see anything. I said I can't see anything between the sun and the dust. What am I on?
Ouija boarded.
Cameron likes to party.
She Ouija boarded.
So she got in there, but she gets off the line where she's left of the line. So now she's canted. She's rolled where she's literally just dragging herself through there. But I mean, she gets up and she starts to pop up, and I mean, man, she's cooking those tires, trying to heat those stickies up. The rear diff is hung by just a little bit, and those stickies would start to bite. And I mean, she'd start to climb, and you're like, you're right there, and then it would roll back a little bit. So, I mean, you know, you got that rock right at her bumper level. That it was just a bad combination. But I mean, she sat there cooking those tires for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then finally, it was like, okay, we got to
Full
pull
winch,
cable, and we got to
yeah.
get folks out of here.
Right, yeah.
And Matt comes up, you know, he goes left, and he got kind of off camber and canted in there where he kind of fell in there too. But, you know, the big advantage for him, though, he's got rear steer. So,
yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
was able to get him. I mean, he still had to do some fighting, but he was definitely able to be set up much more for success because he could position that rear end to where it needed to be.
This tree is in my wheel.
And then Matt came up next after that.
Matt came up. That was impressive to see because he worked on that thing. He got hung up on the driver's side slider.
The same hole.
The driver's side slider was sitting on that long rock.
He was crawling up through there and it slipped.
You good? Alright. I'm good.
And he went down in there and he hit hard.
Man, it looked like he smacked that driver's side
hit
hard.
If it had been anything else, it would have just, that door wouldn't work.
He ended up pulling line, right?
Yeah, he pulled line, but he did the same pivot though. The same pivot and got up.
Yeah, but
I think it's a Cherokee thing. Sorry, Cherokee guys. I do like Cherokees.
yeah. I ended up opting for the third option, which is still, it was a very off-camber section, climbing up basically a slab that's slightly off-camber and has a big hole at the bottom. So after that, we pretty much just called it a day. It was pretty late in the day at that point. We covered pretty much 2 of the hardest trails here, I would say, at the park. And so we headed back and got things set up for our barbecue and our raffle and some other fun things afterwards.
Big raffle, food, everything. I mean,
and this was a nice event. So for this particular event, it is the first time we've ever co-hosted an event. We kind of joined forces with Good Evening Ranch and Billy because this weekend also happened to be their annual Veterans Run.
right.
You know, that all went good, and then, man, then it was time to shoot on down to the arena. Time to do a little bit of barrel racing.
Then we headed down and do the barrel racing. The normal,
the usual suspects.
The usual suspects went in there, but there was a lot of people down there.
Yeah, they had a good crowd down
They
there.
had a good crowd.
yeah, man, that closed it up. Again, big thank you to all of our sponsors and brand partners that make these events possible. For more information on this, be sure to visit us at greatamericancrawl.com.
And we'll see you on the next video. Day 2 was it was spicy to say the least. We did 2 of the hardest trails, and we had a badass barbecue. We had barrel racing. I had a quick little night run with Eric, which was one of our trail guides. That was a lot of fun. It was definitely a fun night. So, but yeah, you guys know what to do. Drop a like, share the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Give me an A. Hey! Give me an N. Hey! Give me a D. How do you spell D? Give me a Y. Y. What's that spell? A-D. Hit it, Andrew.